why your organization is necessary in America?
Good question. And I think you can look across many sectors, and having an evaluation system provides for something for investors. So you can think of a charitable investment. We talk about donors, but they're also investors. They're investing in a problem area and seeking a cause for that problem area. Having an independent evaluator allows people to be more selective. So if you look in the consumer space, in the US we have consumer reports. You can look at it in the hotel and tourist industry with TripAdvisor, or you can look at Yelp, which is something that's useful for people looking for places to eat. Some of them are based on popularity. Some of them are based on sort of more stringent evaluation systems. And what that allows for is that it creates an accountability. One of the challenges within the nonprofit sector is that it's quite easy to become a nonprofit. And if you look at the growth of the number of nonprofits within the United States, it keeps growing. It's growing very, very fast. And what that allows me to do is go to you and ask you for money, and then you're able to take deductions on your taxes when you give money to me as a charity. And there's been, unfortunately, some difficult cases of fraud and misappropriation of funds in the millions of dollars. So the evaluators can actually help the donors by giving them, from what we would call more the watchdog function, stay away from the bad guys, right? There are going to be people out there that are going to be trying to solicit your money that may not actually be, that money may not go to the cause, or only a tiny percentage. So if you give $100 and only $2 or $10 of that actually goes to the cause that you think you're supporting, and the rest is going to a marketing organization or just to paying someone's salary, is that good? Right? And so I think having the evaluator that says, this is what's happening. If in this particular scenario you give $100, only $10 is going to the actual program, and $90 is going to paying someone's salary or paying several people's salary. You choose. We're not telling you what to do, we're just saying that's what's happening. So I think having an independent evaluator provides more informed choices to donors. And so I do think it's a necessary element. It's a very useful element. Otherwise people could do whatever they wanted. And then you would need the government to actually play that role. I like it being from within the sector. I like it also that it's not government, because the government has a different role to function. It's more of an enforcing role. So it actually provides for a fairly healthy system. It puts a tremendous demand on the evaluator to do a good job. And that's also, I would say, needs input from the donors and needs input from the charities to ensure that the evaluators are actually doing what they should be doing and doing the best job they can. And I hear a lot on that respect. So people are very eager to provide input on the evaluation system. The success of an organization tells you whether or not it has a reason to exist. And on average, we get about 8 million visits to the site a year. That's a fair number. So we're not insignificant. People are using us. Charities that are rated well use us as a means. They actually see the difference in their funding. And one of the outcomes that I think we've seen over time is that in terms of the information we're looking at and what's being reported by the charities, there is a greater interest in actually looking at good governance and accountability principles and actually thinking about what's the right way to go. There was a director from an organization visiting us yesterday, and he said that we were originally a 3-star organization, and we were a 3-star organization because there were some problems with the structure of our board of directors. And we looked at it and we saw the rating and we realized the evaluation was what it was. We looked at our own board and we realized there is a problem with the structure of our board of directors, and we expanded our board and we looked at how we actually address some of those criteria. And now, it's been several years later, we actually see that we have a more high-performance board, so it really has helped us. So we've had positive feedback from the charities that, if you think of the rating as a learning tool, so you start, at a certain area, you can then build your credibility and build your business processes. And from organizations that we've seen have done that, they've actually thanked us in the sense that they're seeing good value in it. There are a lot of organizations that are unhappy with elements in the rating as well. And so you're not going to make everyone happy. But it is in our interest to keep improving the rating and keep working on that. And so we are taking inputs on that and looking for feedback.